I'm so pleased to have at this table Kyla Lopresti from West Haven, a Notre Dame high school student who became an author at age 16. Most of us at age 16, Kyla, are not writing books. How did this start for you?
When I was 11 years old, I had a dream about a girl who was reincarnated to present day. She was killed in her past life in the 1800s, and so I just woke up and I started writing it down.
So you grabbed a pencil and you started writing?
Yeah.
Did you know it was going to turn into a book?
At first I was just writing it for myself because I've always loved writing. I've always loved writing from a young age. So I wrote it in a notebook during school. Like, we would have sessions where we could just do whatever we wanted, like read or write. So I decided to write, and my mom took it out of my book bag and she read it, and she wanted me to get it into book form, and I wasn't going to publish it, but a bunch of people asked me if they could read it, so we just ended up self-publishing on Amazon.
All right, so at 11, how does an 11-year-old know what reincarnation is?
I looked it up and I started reading about it, and it interested me, so I started developing my main character.
When did you tell yourself that you were going to write 5 books, and it's flashback and reality and rewind, and there are 2 more? Are they titled yet?
Yeah, Flash Forward and Forever.
One-word titles.
Yeah.
Where does that come from?
I don't know, it's just catchy, I feel like.
Now, these are written for teenagers.
Yeah.
What do you want your reader to get out of them? And we should say that they're 40 and 45,000 words.
Yeah.
What do you want your readers to get out of your books?
I mean, obviously it's about paranormal, like, stuff, but I want them to relate to it because the main character is very relatable. She's basically me. So I want teenagers to, like, get that they're not alone, and she went through things that they go through, and it's going to be okay.
What do your friends say about this when they read it? Do you say, what did you get out of my book? I mean, what do you talk about?
Actually, a couple of my friends are characters in my book.
Ah, so they should be careful.
Yeah.
Describe to me your style of writing. How do you write? Do you sit alone in the room, and you told me you write this out longhand with pencil? Then you go back and type it.
Yeah.
And you're self-publishing. Tell me how you get in a writing mood. How do you do that?
Sometimes I'll just find inspiration, like I'll listen to a song on the radio and I'm like, oh, and it reminds me of something, and it kind of fills in the spaces between in my novel to get to the point.
And how do you write? Do you write alone? Do you write on a waterfront? Is there a same place where you write?
Usually I like to write in my room, like alone, and I'll listen to music.
Do the words come easily for you?
Not all the time. Sometimes I'll get writer's block. Like in my novel right now, I'm stuck. I'm halfway through it, but I can't get to the point that I want to.
So you've stopped down for a while until you get another place. Now, you've also written or are writing 2 novellas.
Yeah.
Do you feel like you've lived here before? I mean, you're writing all these books. Where is this inspiration coming?
I mean, I've always been interested in history, and that's what a lot of these books are about. Like, this one is based in England in the 1800s.
All right. And this one is called Awakened.
Yeah.
1800s, tell me about this. If you had to describe this book to me really quickly to see if I want to read it, what's it about?
It's about this man who's struggling to find his way. Like, he doesn't know what path he should take, if he wants to go to the good side or to the bad side.
And so you're going to leave it as a cliffhanger. All right, reality. What's reality about?
It's a continuation to the first book in the series, and it's basically someone has come and taken the main character, and they have to, it's set up in 2 different perspectives, Eric and Isabel's perspective. So it's his perspective in California, where the book takes place, and them trying to find her, and then her and what she's going through and what her struggles are. Why
did you set out to write a series? Or did you? Or did it just kind of happen?
It just kind of happened. Like, I wasn't really planning on it, and now I have all my books just mapped out in my head.
So there are 5 books in this series.
Yeah.
Have you already mapped out what's coming after this series?
I'm making a side project right now, and it's like it strays away from all the paranormal fiction. It's kind of like, it's more realistic, like realistic daily struggles of a girl who's had her heart broken and she's trying to pick up the pieces.
You are self-publishing your books. You told me you went to a convention. Tell me about what happened there.
I went to a Writer's Digest convention in New York City, and I was talking to a couple agents about maybe sending them my book. But I didn't really want to, because I'm afraid that they're gonna tear it apart, because I want to stay true to what I've written.
Are you trying to sell these on Amazon now and places like that?
Yeah, I sell them on Amazon, and there was a place in Milford. I think it just closed down. They held my books there too.
Well, I should tell you to just keep going and stay true to yourself. When you look at the sales of your books, what are the numbers up to at this point?
I'm not sure, to be honest.
After this show, they're going to be really up. Because you're trying to send a message to teenagers. And I wouldn't be surprised if this goes into many different directions than you're already going. I'm curious to just ask you again about why you write long-handed in pencil.
I don't like typing on the computer, and I feel like it's more old-fashioned to write it out. And it's easier for me to write it down and then look and type it and see the mistakes I've made writing it first.
Are you saving everything? Because you should. You may be a very famous writer one of these days. What would you tell other teenagers about writing? Is it one of your messages to start writing? Because I think we live in a world in which we're not writing.
Yeah.
We're texting, the words are short. What is it about writing that jazzes you, and what kind of message are you trying to send to other young writers?
It's just, I feel like it's a beautiful work of art, and a lot of people's writings you can relate to, and it's better to read a book than to just go on the computer and look at Facebook posts, and because it's more real and it's actual people's thoughts.
So you would rather hold a book than a Kindle?
Yeah.
There are so many people that love what you just said, because people are trying to keep libraries and bookstores vibrant and wonderful. Are there times when you go into bookstores and look for inspiration?
Yeah, sometimes I'll just go in and then I'll pick up a book and start reading it. Or it's like something about the feeling of sitting in a bookstore and just sitting there and writing and being in your own head that I like.
And your message to other young authors?
Just to keep writing. Write what you know, follow your dreams, like don't give up, because there's a lot of the times where I put myself down and didn't think it was good enough, but just keep going.
Kyla Lopresti, thank you so much for coming in. You've created such inspiration for kids your age, and keep going.
Thank you.
When one listen, who's this girl? I spend all night kissing, and if one was right here, then who else is missing? Got a little sidetracked to find myself wishing I could find the keys to the door, but it's also a metaphor. Need to keep locked in the grocery store, but mine just to save time. Skip right ahead to the last ride. The harder we look, the less we can see. Don't you know, you know that you need me.